started writing songs when I was 10. They weren't very good, but about 5 years ago, I wrote one of my first songs, and it just sort of came pouring out of me, and I didn't stop since. And Bottle of Gin, and that was one of those songs where I was going through a really hard time, and I was actually doing exactly what the song says. Like, I was on my floor, drinking straight out of a bottle of gin. Who was my ex at the time. That was his drink of choice, and came across this box of all these things that belonged to him, and came across this note from him that I'd never seen until that night, and it just tore me apart. And I picked up my guitar and wrote that song, and I mean, that was my way of dealing with what I was going through at the time. And I think that music has been the one thing that I can always turn to, and the one thing that doesn't judge me.
I'm on the floor again, drinking from a bottle of gin, looking up at the moon through a crack in the shade, wondering how I always end up this way over you. Dragged out that box of blood and nails, and scattered on the rug my private hell, in the back of a book from who knows when. I found a note you wrote to me that you never did send. And maybe it's this bottle, maybe it's the pen, maybe it's the book of pain your words were written in. Secret love note, secret love note. I never know you love me until tonight. These crippling words that take my breath away, there ain't near enough sweet aftertaste in the back of my throat to wash the bitter away. And maybe it's this bottle, maybe it's the pen, book of pain your words were written in. Secret love note, secret love note. I never know you love me until tonight. Drinking from a bottle of gin, and I'm afraid if I close my eyes, you'll be there waiting on me tonight. And maybe it's this bottle, maybe it's the pen, book of pain your words were written in. Secret love, no.
finally found a female vocalist, a new female vocalist that I like, and her name is Lissy, and she's called like the modern folk, which is what I love. But Lissy, The Civil Wars, Ryan Bingham, and definitely not top 40 radio. That's not in my head. I just heard that song "Call Me Maybe" for like the first time, and everyone's talked about it, and that's why I don't listen to radio.
Stars bright, black as night. I was wrong and you were right. Georgia line, these miles and miles roll on, lost all track of space and time. And I'm destined to be alone, lost with no way home. Oh, why'd you have to run? And I look for you in every town I pass through. The maps you left won't lead me back. I'm stranded here with all my fears. There's nothing for me here. I've shed every last tear. I know I'm never gonna find you, never gonna find you, my dear. Dark day, sunny shade of gray brings me down. You're the one who got away. Roads are straight and perfectly paved. I'm turned around. I'm not lost, but I'm not found. And this rain falls like memories. Close my eyes and I still see your ghost. Won't leave me. And I look for you in every town I pass through. The maps you left won't lead me back. I'm stranded here with all my fears. There's nothing for me here. I've shed every last tear. I know I'm never gonna find you, never gonna find you, my dear. And I look for you in every town I pass through. The maps you left won't lead me back. I'm stranded here with all my fears. There's nothing for me here. I've shed every last tear. I know I'm never gonna find you, never gonna find you, my dear. Ooh, I'm never gonna find you, my dear.
One of my favorite songs, Beautifully Broken, I think it took 6 months to finish. I just couldn't finish it, and now it's one of my favorites. But then Maps, which I played earlier, I was driving through the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I was lost, and that's how the song sort of started, and I started singing, and so I'm lost, and I had my guitar in the passenger seat, so I would like pull over, and I'd write some, and then start driving again, and I'd pull over, and I ended up finishing the song while I was lost, which was a long time. It was several hours, but I I have a co-writer in Nashville named Trey Bruce, and that he's the first person and the only person that I've actually co-written with. And Bottle of Gin was pretty much finished, but then I took it to him, and he helped co-write it and make it what it is now. So it just depends on the story and what's going on in my life at that time. Sometimes it's a 15-minute process and it's done, and then other times it's 6 months.
I wanna wake up as a child, even if it means there's something underneath my bed. Life was a string of pretty lies, and now the monsters have nowhere to hide. I wanna wish upon a star, believe that it might fall from the sky with all my heart. I was a queen without a throne, with mama's love around me. I never knew the cold. I was an innocent girl before I got lost in this crazy world. I don't want to be only a shadow of the child in me. Back before my first cigarettes, before my daddy smelled whiskey on my breath, back when the love songs all were true, I was still on the vine with everything to lose. I was an innocent girl before I got lost in this crazy world. I don't want to grow up to be only a shadow of the child in me. Sometimes I wish I could go back home and stay lost out on the other side. I was an innocent girl before I got lost in this crazy world. I don't want to grow up to be only a shadow of the child in me. I was an innocent girl before I got lost in this crazy world. I don't want to grow up to be only a shadow of the child in me.